All right, things are stable now. I don't know what the hell the issue was, but okay. Um, where was he? There he is. Go back to videos. We wanted to see this creepy one.
Today, I'm going to share with you 3 progressively more disturbing stories, and at the end of each of them, I'm going to share with you the video that is famously associated with them. But before I get into today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right channel because that's all I do, and I upload 3, 4, even 5 times every week. So if that's of interest to you, please replace the like button's melatonin pills with caffeine pills. Also, please subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's stories. In 2009, a man named Joe Cummings was living in a New York City apartment when he started to notice food in his refrigerator was going missing. Joe led a very hectic lifestyle and did not spend that much time in his apartment, so he thought perhaps, I've been in a rush lately and I've been eating more food than I realize. He started paying more attention to how much he was eating, and whenever he put food back in the fridge, he was really aware of just how much was left when he put it back in. But over and over again, he'd take the food back out again, and it was like someone had eaten another 25% of what he had left. It quickly got to a point where he could not rationalize why the food was missing. He knew it wasn't him, so the only other person it could be would be his girlfriend, who did live with him, but she never touched his food. But since there was no one else to ask, he went up to his girlfriend and said, "Are you eating my food?" And she at first was just really confused because she hadn't heard about this, and then was like, "No, I'm not touching your food. I have my own food. I don't eat your food." As convincing as she might have been, Joe was kind of backed into a corner. There was no other reasonable explanation for why the food was missing. So he decided he would set up a hidden camera in his kitchen to catch his girlfriend eating his food. So that day he went out and got a camera, came back, set it up, made sure it worked, and then he hit record and went to bed. The next day, when he reviewed the footage, he knew immediately that it was not his girlfriend. Joe would post his hidden camera footage to YouTube in a video he called "Creeper in My Apartment." The video starts with Joe adjusting the camera so it's lined up the way he wants it. Then it fast forwards a couple of hours and you hear a sound coming from somewhere in the kitchen. And then this woman emerges out of the cupboard and very carefully extends her foot down to a table and gets down onto the kitchen floor and makes sure Joe has not hurt her. Afterwards, she goes into his fridge and she's drinking milk right out of the carton. And then at some point, Joe actually comes into the kitchen and she has to dive out of the way and hides from him. When he leaves, she gets up, she takes some food, and she goes right back up into the cupboard. The video ends with Joe walking into the kitchen the next morning, totally oblivious to what happened the night before, and going in his fridge and drinking from the same carton that she had drank from. When Joe reviewed the footage, he immediately called the police, who came over and they pulled her out of the cupboard and they arrested her. Joe believes she must have snuck in from the fire escape because it leads up to a window that he couldn't lock in the back of his apartment. And the police said that based on what they found in the space she was living in up in the cupboard, that she probably was there for at least 2 weeks. Here are some highlights from Joe's Creeper in My Apartment video.
That is creepy. Dude, right there. Oh, that is creepy. Is she like living up in the ceiling right there?
It was the day after Christmas in 2010, and Catherine
Oh,
Kleiss was really excited about the upcoming week. She and her husband, Jack Wheeler, had started this tradition where the week between Christmas and New Year's, they would turn off their cell phones, close their laptops, they wouldn't work, and they would just sit around watching movies together the whole week. But that day, Jack would tell Catherine, much to her dismay, that he wasn't going to be around for that week because he had business in Washington, D.C., and it was really important and he couldn't miss it. Catherine was really upset and disappointed and initially kind of lashed out at Jack, but Catherine would say that she wasn't exactly surprised. Jack was a prominent consultant and a former Pentagon official. He traveled a ton for work. So Jack leaves for this trip, and Catherine kind of anticipates that they're not going to speak while he's gone. They didn't really end on good terms, and typically when they fought, they would go long periods of time without talking to each other. But as much as Catherine wanted to be stubborn and not talk to him, they had a wedding they were supposed to go to together at the end of the week, and Catherine needed to coordinate travel with Jack. And so after a couple of days that he's been in DC and she hasn't heard from him, she puts her ego aside and she calls him. Her call went straight to voicemail. And then she called a couple more times, and again, all of them went straight to voicemail. She texted him, no response. She emailed him, no response. Catherine interprets this as Jack trying to ignore her, and she's furious, and she ends up going to the wedding by herself. After the wedding was over, she gets back to her house, and she still hasn't heard from Jack, but she's so mad and so stubborn that he was doing this on purpose, she still didn't think anything was wrong. She really believed that he was stonewalling her. But on January 2nd, 2011, Catherine would get a phone call that would show her that Jack was never stonewalling her. He was never ignoring her. He was dead. Back on the day after Christmas, right after Jack has told Catherine that, sorry, I'm not going to be around this week, he gathers up his things and he heads to the Amtrak train station and boards a train to Washington, D.C. Jack arrives in Washington, D.C., and for the next couple of days, he has a very ordinary business trip. On December 28th, the day he's supposed to come home, things get a little bit weird. Instead of going back to New York, where he lived with Catherine, he bought a train ticket to go to Wilmington, Delaware. Now, he owned a house about 20 minutes away from Wilmington, but he had never indicated to Catherine or to anyone in his family that he'd be spending any time at this residence following this trip. No one knows what Jack did that night in Delaware or where he stayed. All we know is on the following day, on December 29th, he got in a cab and asked to go to a particular hotel in Wilmington. The police would get in touch with this cab driver who would say he was completely normal. He just looked like a business guy that wanted to go to this hotel. We had small talk in the cab and I dropped him off and that was it. Around 9:30 in the morning that day, Jack sends an email to his company that says his home has been broken into and his cell phone along with his badge, his work badge, and a key fob and his briefcase have all been stolen. After that email, we don't know what Jack did over the course of that day because he was not spotted again until 6 p.m. that night when he walked into a pharmacy and walked up to a random pharmacist and said, "Hey, can you give me a ride somewhere?" The pharmacist would tell police that when Jack came in there and asked him for a ride, he looked really upset, but overall, more or less put together. He had a suit on, he looked like he genuinely just needed some help, but the pharmacist just had a weird feeling about it and said, "Look, I can't give you a ride, but I'd be happy to call you a cab." Jack would decline the offer for a cab and would leave the pharmacy.
maybe.
40 minutes later, a surveillance camera in a parking garage would capture Jack acting totally bizarre. He walks into frame and immediately it's like something's off about him. His suit looks kind of wrinkled and rumpled and he's walking with a limp and he's only got one shoe on because the other shoe is being held in his other hand for some reason. He goes up to the attendant and he points his finger at them like he's upset about something. And apparently what he was saying to them is, "Someone stole my briefcase."
He might have.
No audio on the footage. And then he turns and walks down the hall and he opens up a door into the garage, pokes his head around like he's looking for something, shuts the door and comes back. And apparently he was saying to the attendant, "I'm looking for my car. Can you help me find it?" And no one really knew what to do with the guy. And just as quickly as he had arrived and made this kind of weird scene, he abruptly left and didn't tell anyone where he was going. Nobody knows where he went after the parking garage or where he stayed that night. But the next day, on December 30th,
I remember this story. I actually remember this story from a different YouTuber too. And this whole story, basically the dude is normal, does like they said, went on his business trip, did everything like usual, but walked into a pharmacy at night and asked the pharmacist for a ride. and he was like still all put together, business suit and everything. So I mean, if he got robbed, like, oof.
30th, Jack walked into this high-rise office building. He goes right up to the front desk attendant in the lobby, and he asked to speak with a managing partner at one of the law firms that was inside of this office building. The attendant calls up to the law firm, and the lawyer is notified, who says he'll be down in a minute. But by the time he got down to the lobby to meet with Jack, Jack was gone. We don't know what Jack did after he left the office building, but several hours later that night, Jack is picked up to the north of this building in an area called Rodney Square, and he's making his way over to the relatively dangerous part of the city known as the East Side. Jack had also changed his outfit at this point. He was now wearing a sweatshirt with the hood up. The next time anybody saw Jack, he was being poured out of a dump truck into a landfill, and he was dead. The worker who spotted Jack's body being poured into the landfill called the police. The police show up, and they were able to determine, based on the truck that Jack had been in, that he was picked up from a dumpster that was in Newark, Delaware, not Wilmington, Delaware, which means Jack's body was somehow in a dumpster 13 miles away from where he was last seen on camera in Rodney Square. Police quickly ruled this a homicide, and it was determined that his cause of death was blunt force trauma. He had been beaten to death. But to this day, no one has any idea who did it or why Jack was acting as strangely as he was in those final few days in Delaware. Now, his wife and his family have watched the videos of him on surveillance acting very strangely, and they say he's not acting crazy. He's acting scared. Here is the surveillance footage of Jack when he was at the parking garage walking around with one.
Scared? Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, he's scared out of his mind about something. He closed the door. He went all the way out there and closed the door. That man is worried about something.
John Lin was a 33-year-old international undergraduate student from Wuhan.
How you doing, A-Rod?
He moved to Montreal, Canada in 2010 to study engineering and computer science. And according to his best friend, Benjamin Zhu, Lin had also moved to Canada because Lin was actually gay, just not openly. And back home in China, he had hid that from his family and from society because he felt pressure to, conform. And he had even married a woman to keep up appearances. But that relationship ended in divorce, and he ultimately decided, I need to be myself. I need to go someplace that can allow me to do that. And he saw Canada as that place. So Lin gets to Montreal, and by all accounts, he's really pleased with the accepting and liberal culture there. It was everything he hoped it would be. But Lin was notoriously shy and reserved. And
I'm doing good. I actually thought yesterday was Tuesday and that today was Wednesday and that tomorrow I had my interview. I'm literally changing jobs right now to, one, be closer to home, but two, work in a gym so I can like have the time to go to the gym before or after work, probably after work. So that way, because I'm putting in for a position, but while the VA stuff works itself out after I go tomorrow. So we'll see. I guess it can take 90 days, so I need to be making money for the rest of the year. Even if it's like $200 a week. As crazy as that sounds, but my upkeep isn't real bad. It's even, I wish I could make that from streaming shit. But we also did change up our donation link, so I had to change emails for PayPal. I had to completely change everything. I've officially been locked out of a PayPal that had money because my phone is broken. So, fun facts. Ugh, let's get back into it.
After living in Canada for about a year or so, he hadn't really built a very big network at all. He only had a handful of very close friends. Lin did go out and get a cat that he absolutely adored and treated like a baby, and it seems like the cat might have been his closest companion in that first year and a half. But in early 2012, Lin finally reached a point where he was like, you know what? I need to put myself out there and make some new friends. I need to get uncomfortable to expand my network a little bit. And so he went on Craigslist in hopes that he would find someone basically asking for a friend. He would find an ad from a guy named Luca Magnotta, who was roughly his age, who was asking for guys that wanted
This
to
is
do a
that
homemade
dude, the
movie with
cat
him.
dude.
But he explicitly said in the post that it was nothing inappropriate. It was just a fun homemade movie.
You guys
And
remember Luca
apparently Lin
Magnotta?
thought, this is exactly what I'm
Don't,
looking for.
what is
This
it? Don't
an
fuck
easy
with
way
cats?
to make a friend. And he reached out to Luca, and the two set a date to meet.
Documentary?
Unfortunately for Lin, this Craigslist ad was bait. 1 year before Luca posted that Craigslist ad asking for someone to be in his movie with him, he had made another kind of movie. It was called One Boy, Two Kittens, and it was Luca filming himself suffocating two cats to death. Luca posted this video anonymously and took great measures to ensure on camera he didn't give anything away about himself. He wanted to shock the world with this video, but he didn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
Now, once this video started getting spread around the internet and people saw that this wasn't a hoax, it was a real horrible video, a large Facebook group was started with the sole purpose being, let's figure out who did this. Let's figure out who made this video. And they painstakingly went through every single scene in this horrible video, and they were able to pull quite a bit of information about who the person was that created this video, but they didn't have enough information to identify who it really was.
I don't know. That wasn't graphic.
But
It was
when
still
Luca
real
uploaded
grainy.
a second and then third video of him again harming more cats, this Facebook group started to recognize a pattern. Luca was incorporating very specific music into the background of these videos, as well as a couple of posters that were intentionally placed in the shot of these videos. And it became clear that Luca was trying to recreate certain scenes from certain movies. And it was through these movie references that they determined Luca was in Canada, and then using one of the still shots from a picture he had posted, they figured out exactly in Canada where he was. And so they felt like they had finally nailed this guy, and they reach out to Canadian authorities and they say,
I've
hey,
never
this
seen that
guy,
picture.
you know, he's harming animals and he's showing all the signs that he's going
If that was a real photo, I don't remember seeing that one in the documentary at all. And I've sat and like watched. I might even have forgotten it because there's so much in that documentary. The documentary's insane.
to do this to a human at some point. We know exactly where he lives. We know his name. We know everything about him.
But
Here
I
you
can
go,
see
arrest
all
this
of my
guy.
chats
But the
now.
Canadian authorities basically said,
One,
it's just cats.
the other.
You really can't do much about this. And they sat on it. They didn't do anything. Fast forward to May 24th, 2012, and it's the day that Lin and Luca Magnotta are supposed to meet up to make this fun movie. There is security footage of Lin meeting up with Luca right outside of Luca's apartment in Montreal, Canada. They walk up to the front door. Lin has a yellow shirt on. Luca has a white shirt on. Luca opens the door, Lin follows after him, and the two walk down the hall and up the stairs and out of view. They make their way up to room 208, that was Luca's apartment. They go inside and Luca offers Lin some wine that he had put some very heavy sedative into, and Lin didn't know this. Lin drinks the wine and he becomes lethargic and tired, but he's not totally unconscious. Luca brings Lin over to the bed and he has him lay down, and then he ties his arms and his legs to the bed as he's laying on his back. And then Luca turns on some music and he gets a camera on a tripod and he sets it up at the base of the bed looking at Lin. Luca hits record and you can see that Lin is still conscious and moving around, but he's not fighting back in any way. Luca walks up to the side of the bed and he kind of pats Lin on the head before getting on top of him, pulling out an ice pick and brutally killing Lin on camera with this ice pick. Afterwards, Luca gets off the bed. He puts on Lin's yellow t-shirt that he had been wearing, and Luca just casually leaves his apartment and comes back with a bag filled with cleaning materials and gloves. But before he goes in to the apartment, the security camera picks him up, stopping and looking at his own reflection and checking to make sure his hair was perfectly placed behind his ears, as if there's nothing more important right now than his appearance, even though literally minutes earlier you just savagely killed someone on camera. After ensuring his hair was in just the right position, he casually walks back into the apartment building, up to his room, into the room where Lynn is. He brings him into the bathroom and chops him into pieces. He kept a few smaller pieces for himself
Oh,
that he eventually ate. He wrapped up the hands and feet, which he ultimately mailed to the Canadian government, and then the rest of Lynn was cut into fairly small pieces and put into trash bags. And then over the next several hours, Luca would make dozens of trips from his room down to the basement of the apartment building where he would dispose of these bags in the dumpster. The next day, on May 25th, 2012, Luca anonymously uploaded an 11-minute video called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick to the shock website Best Gore. The video was of Luca killing John Lynn. When the Facebook group that had been tracking Luca for his animal cruelty saw this video, this One Lunatic, One Ice Pick video, they instantly knew this is Luca, and they told the police and they showed them all the evidence from previous videos and why this is definitely Luca. And the police listened, and they were able to find Luca sitting in an internet cafe in Berlin, Germany, Googling himself. Luca would try to use insanity as his defense, but the Facebook group had shared with the police, and then the police shared with the prosecutors, that Luca was actually just reenacting scenes from some of his favorite movies. It was this bizarre fantasy he had, and what he did to John Lynn is eerily similar to the opening scene of Luca's favorite movie of all time, Basic Instinct. In the movie, a woman is sitting on a man who's tied up on a bed, and she reaches under the sheets and she pulls out an ice pick and proceeds to kill the man with it. Luca was quickly found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. I decided to leave out any of the
wow.
footage from One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. It's truly one of the most distressing things I've ever seen, so if you want to see that, that's up to you. Instead, I included the footage of Luca and Lynn going into the apartment building together, and then Luca coming down sometime later after having killed Lynn, now wearing Lynn's shirt, and then makes all those trips to the dumpster as he's disposing of Lynn's body.
That's crazy though. Like this guy, man, some real horror factor here. And oh my god, look at that. He's just like, no big deal. No big deal.
So that's going to do it, guys. Let me know what you thought of these three stories in the comment section, and I will.
Is that a dumpster in Is that what they call a dumpster in Canada? Is two drum barrels? Just kind of curious, because what I think of dumpster is like any big city, you got a big ass dumpster, and that motherfucker is holding like neighborhood and like restaurant trash in it, and a big truck comes in and they dump it overhead or from behind. You know, kind of crazy. All right, we could probably watch one more, and then I definitely want to get started on some more Genshin. A Rod, you playing Genshin Impact right now? Yes, no, maybe we don't know. Because I'm in Discord right now, and I'm thinking for sure Genshin Impact. So we could definitely watch. I like this guy's stuff, Mr. Ball in here. I literally found this guy just because YouTube recommended him to me, because I watch that chapter, Creep Show, Corpse Husband, Chills. I watch a lot of creepy stuff. I like getting scared from time to time, not always by games, but I like, hearing a creepy story or two, if it's real or not. And that's, unfortunately, if it's real, it sucks. But hey, some stories are pretty cool. This always looks weird.
Today, I'm going to share with you 3 progressively more disturbing stories, and at the end of each of them, I'm going to
I wonder if we'll get in trouble. We'll find out. I'm back, says STF. What's up? Welcome back.
Anna Malaya was born November 4th, 1983, to very poor and alcoholic parents in the Ukraine. In the winter of 1986, when Oksana was only 3 years old, in a drunken stupor, her parents forgot about her outside in the cold of winter. And because she was locked out, instinctively she crawled towards the nearest source of warmth, which was the family's kennel where a whole bunch of dogs were sleeping. And incredibly, once she crawled inside of this kennel, not only did the dogs allow her to sleep there that night, but they kind of embraced her as one of their own. The next day, Oksana did not go back in the house, and her parents seemingly did not notice her absence. And over the next 5 years, Oksana would stay with this family of dogs, essentially living like she was part of their pack, which meant over those
What?
5 very formative years from ages 3 to 8 years old, Oksana had almost no interaction with humans. Oksana rapidly learned how to behave like a dog and began only walking on all fours. She would bark instead of try to speak, and she would eat raw meat. By the early 90s, Oksana no longer identified as a human. She identified as a dog. And it was in the early 90s when a passerby happened to see Oksana running around on all fours in the back of her house in the woods, and they called the police, wondering what was wrong with this person. The police show up, and Oksana's dog family runs out and starts barking at the police to protect Oksana.
Okay, hold on. She's got parents who didn't notice? Like, for 5 years? No. No way, dude. This is crazy.
And Oksana would start barking ferociously to protect herself from being captured. But eventually the police would use meat to lure the rest of the dogs away so they could retrieve the child. When she was taken into custody, doctors saw that she not only had forgotten how to walk on two legs, she also couldn't speak. And doctors were concerned that because she had had almost no exposure to human language for all those formative early years, that she might not actually have the capacity to speak anymore. Oksana was taken to an orphanage where she would eventually learn how to walk on two legs, and amazingly, she would learn how to speak. But despite these incredible gains she made towards re-entering society, her experience living with the dogs had really left a mark on her. Although she could speak, she could only speak in monotone with no rhythm and no intonation, and it was actually difficult to follow what she was saying because of that. A psychologist did an assessment of Oksana and determined that her mental capacity was only that of a 6-year-old, despite being a young adult at the time of this assessment. By the time she was 22 years old and had more or less re-entered society, she finally was able to have a boyfriend, and he didn't know much about her past. But when she decided to show him how easy it was for her to run around and bark like a dog, it apparently scared him, and he broke up with her and did not see her again. Today, Oksana lives on a farm taking care of animals, and she was recently interviewed on a Ukrainian talk show where she says she no longer wants to live like or act like a dog, she just wants to be a person. Here is some footage of Oksana Malaya acting like a dog.
Like, what?
After being apart for many years, identical twin sisters Ursula and Sabina Eriksson were finally reunited on May 15th, 2008. Within 24 hours of their long-awaited reunion, the 41-year-old Swedish sisters boarded a ferry for Liverpool, England. They arrived.
Oh my god. If you guys don't know about this story, it's about to get crazy. And I mean like out there crazy. This story I do know, it's kind of insane. Um I'm gonna go refill on some coffee real quick because it is out of this world. Um I can't believe how insane this game. But yeah. Wow. Uh I'm all for it, chat. I am all for it. Bear with me here. There we go. Okay, let's definitely get back to this chat. But seriously, I mean it. We're gonna get back to Genshin Impact after this video.
Arrived in Liverpool at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday, May 17th, and their first stop was going to the St. Anne's police station, where Sabina would tell them that she's very concerned for the safety of her kids back in Ireland. The police would say, okay, we'll follow up, and they got in touch with their counterparts in Dublin, Ireland, who went over to the house and everything was fine. So the women leave the police station on foot and they make their way over to a bus stop, and they ultimately board a bus bound for London at about 11:30 in the morning. So they get in the bus and they start moving, and the driver asks them to take their luggage and put it in the luggage hold. But the women aggressively refuse to give up their luggage, and in fact, they start clutching their luggage against their chest. So the driver starts to feel really uncomfortable about having these two women on the bus, and ultimately decides to just pull over at a service station outside of the city and tell them to get off the bus. They get off, and the driver ends up calling the police and telling them there's something weird going on with these two women. I don't know what's inside their bags, but you might want to come check it out. As it happened, there was already a police officer at the service station who came right over to the women and started talking to them as the bus driver took off. During their conversation, the police officer felt like these two women were not a threat to anybody, and it was just a big misunderstanding, and they let them go. So the officer leaves, and these two women who don't have a car start walking down the highway on foot. Shortly thereafter, a security camera on the highway picks up the two women walking down the median of this very busy highway, and at some point they try to cross the street, and it's obvious as you're watching this video that they're not going to make it. There's so many cars, and immediately Sabina gets hit by a car. Now, Sabina was only grazed by the car, so she was okay, and she and her sister went back to the median of this highway. But enough motorists saw this happen that they called the police. And it just so happened that the responding patrol car that was in the area was being shadowed by a film crew that was filming for a TV show called Traffic Cops. So this patrol car shows up with cameras rolling, and they're able to get the sisters from the median over to the shoulder on the other side of the road. And they're talking to them like, what's going on? What are you doing here? And on camera, everything seems totally fine. Like, there is no major issues here. These women were just stranded and were making some bad decisions walking down a highway on foot. Then all of a sudden, Ursula turns away from the officers and tries to run into traffic. And there are cars whizzing by. They have not stopped traffic. And one of the officers manages to grab her arm, but only gets her jacket, which she's able to wriggle out of before launching into traffic, literally leaping into traffic, and gets hit by a huge truck going 60 miles an hour and gets thrown down the road. Literally a second later, as everyone's like, what is going on? Sabina yells, they're gonna steal your organs! And she leaps into traffic and gets hit by another car. Immediately, police run in the road, they stop traffic, and they go up to Ursula, who was the first to get hit, and they see her legs are definitely broken, but she's alive. As for Sabina, she was totally unconscious, and they didn't know if she was going to make it. When the paramedics finally show up, Ursula, who has the broken legs, fights to sit up, and they're trying to tell her, like, lay down, you're hurt, you have shattered legs, you're lucky to be alive, lay down. She's not listening. In fact, she's violently trying to sit up, and she starts spitting at the paramedics and the police and screaming obscenities at them like they're trying to hurt her. And they're like, we're the police, we're the paramedics, we're trying to help you. At the same time, Sabina regains consciousness, and even though paramedics and police are trying to keep her laying on the ground, she begins fighting her way up and is pushing the police off of her, and finally stands up and literally squares off with one of the police officers and decks her in the face before running down the road. Police would have to run down the road after her and literally surround her as she's got her fists up like she's going to fight anybody that touches her, and they would have to tackle her to the ground and put her in handcuffs just to keep her from hurting herself. Both sisters would be transported to the hospital, and when they got there, they both apparently were acting normal again. Ursula, because of her broken legs, would be admitted to the hospital, and apparently she would stay normal and would eventually make a recovery and would be released. There were no charges pressed against her. As for Sabina, the doctors checked her out, and she didn't appear to have any injuries. So they released her, and she was brought to the police station to be charged for punching the police officer in the face. That day, Sabina would plead guilty to her charges and would be sentenced to 1 day in custody that she served that night. The next day, she was released. So Sabina leaves the police station on foot, and later that night, she's walking down the road when she sees two men walking towards her who were named Glenn and Peter. She stops them and she says, "Hey, I'm looking for a bed and breakfast. Are there any good ones nearby?" And Glenn would say, "You know, it's funny. I own a bed and breakfast. You can stay at mine." Initially, Sabina seemed hesitant, like perhaps this was a trap, but ultimately she agrees and the three of them go back to Glenn's B&B. Once they got there, Sabina apparently was constantly looking out all of the windows, acting very paranoid. And then at one point, she offers the men a cigarette, and the men accept, and she hands them their cigarette, and she's about to light their cigarettes when she suddenly snatches them out of their mouths and says, "Oh, these might be poisoned," and she throws them in the trash. Just before midnight, Peter leaves, and Glenn and Sabina go to sleep in their respective rooms. The next day, Glenn gets up to make tea and food for Sabina, who's downstairs in the kitchen, but Glenn realizes he's out of tea bags. So he goes outside and he hollers to his neighbor Frank and says, "Hey, can I borrow some tea bags?" Frank gives him the tea bags. Glenn goes back inside. About a minute later, Frank recalls seeing Glenn stagger out of the B&B, clutching his stomach, screaming, "She stabbed me." And apparently his last words were, "Frank, take care of my dog," before he ultimately died. Frank immediately calls the police, and Sabina immediately leaves the B&B and takes off running. She gets to a highway and she's running along the side of this highway, and a motorist named Josh sees Sabina running, and she's clutching a hammer that she's repeatedly hitting herself in the head with as she's running. Josh drives well past her and gets out to try to intercept her, but as she's running past him, she pulls a roof tile out of her pocket and throws it and hits Josh in the head. She runs past Josh, who's now clutching his head and can't stop her. She gets to this bridge that overlooks another road, and she leaps off. It's 40 feet to the ground, and when she hits the ground, she breaks both ankles and fractures her skull, but she lives and narrowly escapes being hit by another car. Eventually, police and paramedics are called, who transfer Sabina to a hospital where she once again is acting totally normal. Nothing like the crazy person that killed Glenn or was throwing roof tiles just hours earlier. Sabina would ultimately be arrested for murdering Glenn, and she would plead guilty to manslaughter, but she gave absolutely no explanation of why any of this happened. It was like she didn't understand and was a different person now. The defense claimed that although Sabina certainly killed Glenn, she should have diminished responsibility because she was suffering from a condition known as folie à deux. It's a French term that means madness of two, and basically it only presents itself in identical twins where one twin has a psychotic break and they transmit their insanity to the other twin. And amazingly, the prosecution accepted this claim, and they only gave Sabina 5 years for her crimes. Sabina would serve her 5-year sentence and was released in 2011, and to this day is a free woman. Here are some highlights from that film crew that captured Ursula and Sabina acting totally crazy on the side of the highway.
Boom. That lady just straight was like, "Bye."
In June of 2011, law student Lauren Giddings was only one test away from completing her dream and becoming a public defender. Even though she had a ton of studying still to do, she had taken off the first week in June to go to her sister's wedding where she was the maid of honor. Right before she left the wedding to go back to school, she joked with her family that she was going to be locking herself in the library and just studying 24/7 and that nobody should get in touch with her. But when she got back to campus, none of her classmates that she studied with saw her at the library. And in fact, when they didn't see her for a couple of days, they started reaching out to her and texting her and calling her to see if she was okay. But she never picked up, she never wrote back, and so no one knew what was going on with her. One of Lauren's classmates would reach out to Lauren's sister and would ask her, "Hey, have you talked to your sister at all? Because we haven't seen her." And Lauren's sister would write back and say, "Oh no, everything is just fine. Lauren told us before she left the wedding that she was going to be locking herself away and just studying 24/7, so I'm sure everything is just fine." But this classmate wasn't convinced because this felt very uncharacteristic of Lauren to not study at the library and then not to pick up any phone calls or text messages. So she would call the police and say, "Hey, can you please go check on Lauren's apartment because I think something's wrong." So a police officer goes over to Lauren's apartment and knocks on the door. Lauren doesn't answer. They try the door, it's locked. The officer goes outside and looks around the outside of her apartment. There's no broken windows. There's no obvious signs of a break-in. And so the officer leaves and says, I can't do anything else unless you guys file a missing person report. So a couple of days go by and there's still no word from Lauren. And at this point, Lauren's family is now concerned and they do file a missing persons report. So the police go back to Lauren's apartment. They try knocking. She doesn't come to the door. The door is still locked. So they get the owner of the apartment building to open up her door. And when they go inside, Lauren's not in there. And at first, it doesn't seem like anything is wrong until they notice her cell phone, her keys, her purse, and her laptop are all still in there. This made the police think there could be something sinister happening here. And so they went to Lauren's friends and family and they asked, does she have any enemies? Does she have any reason to be fearful for her life? Initially, they said, no one would want to harm Lauren. Everybody loves Lauren. But Lauren's sister would say to the police that there was actually one comment Lauren made a year ago that now seemed a little bit more relevant. Lauren had just got back from a vacation and she noticed there were things in her apartment that seemed like they had been moved, like someone else had been here, but no one was supposed to be in her apartment. And so she told her sister, and the two of them talked about it a little bit, but it was quickly forgotten about because there wasn't a reasonable explanation, and Lauren was so busy with school, she didn't pursue it. After police have done a thorough investigation of the inside of Lauren's apartment, they move outside of her apartment and begin scanning the exterior of the building, and they make a huge discovery. An officer who was looking in the dumpster noticed this big black trash bag that looked out of place, and when he tried to move it, it was very heavy, and when they opened it, they found a human torso, and it was Lauren's. Right before this discovery was made, a news crew had shown up outside the apartment building and was trying to interview people that lived in the apartment complex because they had been tipped off that somebody who was living here had been missing for over a week and now police were getting involved. They saw what looked like a resident of the building looking visibly shaken up, watching the police doing their investigation, and they went over to interview him. It would turn out his name was Stephen McDaniel and he was Lauren's neighbor and he was a classmate of hers in law school. The interviewer asked Stephen, what was your last interaction with Lauren? And Stephen became really focused on how he had not seen her in the last week. And in fact, speaking on behalf of my other classmates, no one's seen her. She must have just vanished. As they're doing this interview, right on the other side of a bush, this police officer discovers Lauren's torso, and the news kind of gets out to the interviewer, they've found a body. And the interviewer says out loud to Stephen, it looks like they found a body. And Stephen just completely changes and he goes, a body? And then he goes completely silent to the point where the interviewer says, are you okay? And he just stands there looking completely distant before walking away from the interviewer, sitting down with his back turned and hyperventilates before the interview ends. Once this case went from missing person to homicide, the police started searching all the rooms on Lauren's floor. And Stephen's room is right next to Lauren's, so he was the first room they searched. Apparently, as they began searching his room, he was standing just outside the door and sweating profusely and drank over 10 bottles of water. In his apartment, they found a key to Lauren's apartment. And what he would do is whenever she was gone, he would sneak into her room and download her hard drive, as well as steal little souvenirs like small articles of clothing and other things that he would hoard in his apartment. When they went on Stephen's computer and checked his browser history, basically the only things he did on the internet were look at Lauren's Facebook and LinkedIn profiles. But the creepiest thing they found was this camera that was literally duct taped to this long pole. And on the camera were all these surveillance videos of Lauren, because what he would do is he would go outside and he would hoist up this camera and he would film her through her windows in the middle of the night. Stephen was quickly charged with Lauren's murder, to which he pled guilty.
Weird dude.
He would openly confess to the details of how she died in court. Most times, he used this surveillance footage to confirm she was not in her apartment so he could sneak in and steal from her. But on the day she was murdered, he would use that camera technique to confirm she was home. And shortly after confirming she was in fact home and asleep, he put on a mask and used his key to get into her apartment and walked right into her room, which woke her up. According to Stephen, she apparently sat up and said, "You need to leave." At this point, he jumps on the bed, and in their struggle, his mask would come off, and Lauren would recognize it's clearly Stephen, and she would plead with him by name to stop. But he didn't stop, and he would strangle her to death. Afterwards, he dragged her into the bathroom and began cutting her up into fairly small pieces. Some of those pieces got flushed down the toilet. The others were put in bags, and only one of those bags was ever discovered, and that was the one of her torso. Stephen was ultimately given a life sentence. Here is a highlight of Stephen's interview when it's revealed that they've discovered Lauren's body.
I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, I've always heard noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much. I mean, we just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of. I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you heard? Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
That's when he knew.
So that's going to do it, guys. Let me know what you thought of these 3 stories in the comments, and I will pin the best comment at the top of the comments section. If you enjoyed today's story and you haven't done this already, please ask the like button if you...
That's insane. See how bad my YouTube is right now. Okay, we got some My Hero stuff. We've got COD stuff. We got the quartering. Anime balls deep. Slapped ham. I ain't seen slapped ham in a minute. Wow. Teen terrorized by creature in forest. Okay. Waylon had diplomatic immunity. Didn't even stab someone. Oh my god. General Sam, come on. Come on, bro. Oh boy. Alright, but seriously, time for some Genshin Impact. I was pulling up. Let's see. Let's pull up the stuff from Discord. Open up a tab and close it. Force select this window for the internet. Genshin Impact. Click there. We'll click the Google Doc because the Google Doc actually has some good info here. And which one was it? It was the Game 8. Very first one I pinned. This is like everything on Genshin Impact. So, like, we have the big world map, which we're getting out to this damn island today. We're doing that. That's the one I have to go to. Let me just click this. Mark is found. Let me sign into account. Bloop. Bam. Knocked out all of them. That's the only one we need. That's it. That's the only one. But yeah, we're looking at this, and it sucks because I need to level up a weapon today. So, chat, you guys down for leveling up a weapon with me? Because we're learning right alongside you guys. Yeah, let's pull up Genshin Impact. Already had it pulled up, ready to go. And yeah, we'll over to the full screen. Waiting on the game right now. Remember, if you guys aren't following us already, do so. We're not only here on Twitch, we're on Provo, we're obviously on Twitter, we're on... Well, I don't know how Facebook will... it's a weird platform to be gaming on, and it seems like the more friends you have, the more people who's going to see stuff. But when you're looking at it from a gaming or streaming standpoint, I don't understand how the system works at all. I assume it's like any other streaming platform if you're using your community page or your public figure page. I don't really know. I would love to make more on Trovo. I would love to become a partner on that platform. Information has come to light where I could do this for a living. It would be awesome. But hey, I can't rely on that solely. Okay. Map. Got dailies to do. So let's am I was trying to get this one, and that makes no daggone sense to me. So let's pull up the map real quick because I'm really lost. This one in particular. You can find marker. I don't know where this marker is. So I don't understand. I'm wrong or I'm right. But who knows, chat? Oh, yeah, that's right. Hold on. Okay, so we're just going to go up here and get the money. We're just going to go grab the money right now. And then we'll head on out. We'll head on out to that platform using Heya. Achievements. Claim. Oh. Do I get these right now? Stardust Exchange, chat. We can, hmm. Like, there are characters suited for all this farming and stuff. It's kind of impossible right now. Hmm. Best characters to level early. Obviously, it's going to be Amber. Amber's going to be this. Amber's going to be great. It's so Noelle. Pre-rank adventure 20. Everyone's 20 and above. Post-adventure rank 20. Barbara and Jingling and S priority Noelle. Okay, so I need to start leveling Noelle, hands down. But I feel like Noelle is not an S rank character. Yeah, Noelle's an like a C rank. What? I don't understand. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. So, where is it? Best character to level up early. I'm assuming they're looking at the free characters. So Amber's going to be great, but Noelle is considered S in this ranking. So I've got everybody to 20 plus right now, except for Jingling. I haven't gotten her yet. I need to work on weapons specifically to push this week for whatchamacallit, the The Abyss. That's it. That's it. The Abyss. So I don't care about all quests. We're looking at ratings. She's can destroy Geo shields. Why is Lisa an A? Let's see. Where does Lisa fit? Lisa's in the bottom. She's a C. She's a C rank. A B for. Oh, she's a B rank for Abyss. Oh. So the top 5 is Venti, Fischl, Diluc, Mona, and Kiki. Why is Barbara so bad? Makes floor 10 a lot easier if you're free to play. Don't have Kiki. You should prioritize leveling. Yeah, so I'm gonna have only like a handful of people. So like we're looking at free to play. We have Razor. Electro is extremely strong on floors 9. He has the added benefit of being a Claymore user to clear Abyss Mage / Geo Skirmisher shields. Okay. I have Bennett. Wow, Bennett's an S class. Actually very, very good considering he's Pyro. Can do a lot of damage on floors 9. 12 also has the benefit of being able to heal / buff the team. Wait, Bennett has a heal? Need to test how strong he is at level 70. Hard to rank. Might be the best carry in the game for floor 12. Interesting. So we might try leveling Bennett real soon. So we have Fischl. As Electro, she benefits from floor. She can also create decent AoE with her passive or through Overload and Electro Charge. Yeah, Fischl and Barbara are insane. So is Barbara and Lisa. But we have Traveler. Travelers, aside from the shields, Geo's very weak element in Abyss, arguably B, but don't think they're better than Anemo main character. Yeah, Traveler Anemo, or Wind, doesn't really bring much to the table in Abyss, unfortunately. Many mobs can't be displaced as well, reducing the effectiveness of Q. That's very true. So we have Barbara, we have Razor, we have Bennett, and Fischl. That would technically be our. I have 2 S tiers, so Fischl and Bennett. So yeah, I kind of want to buy these, but we can only get 3 right now. Use to purchase rare resources. What if we wish? Let's double check. We have 10 for wishes. We have 2 on regular. And that's Jean and Diluc on this end. So let's look at the details. Who else is in the regular one? Oh, like everybody. Okay, so yeah. Keking, Kiki, Mona, Diluc, and Jean. Okay. What about the first one? Who all's in this one? Just these 4. But we're gonna get Jingling. So I have a question, chat. Should I still go for Venti? Because I already have Fischl, I already have Barbara. We're gonna get Jingling as long as we make it to floor 3-3. And Venti is gonna be the rarest drop of them all, but we're guaranteed to get him at least guaranteed to win 5-star character at least once per 90 attempts, which means we're not that far away. We're over halfway, I believe, with this current 10. So I'm all for it. And in this case, who's the 5-star, or does it base probability of 5-star? Probability of 4-star. We don't have Chongyun, don't have Ningguang, Badu, Xingqiu's, Amber. We have okay, so we have Barbara, we have Lisa, Kaya, Razor, Amber. We don't have Jingling. We don't have Xingqiu, Badu, Ningguang. We have Fischl. We have Noel. We have Bennett. We don't have Chongyun. We have Sucrose. So is it guaranteed to pull a character every 90, or is this not? Guaranteed to win. Okay, 5-star every 90, a 4-star every 10. Okay, okay, cool. What? This just appeared here? Okay. Party setup. Let's switch parties. Deploy. We need to put Noelle in my character place for Aya.
This will be interesting.
Yeah, see, I don't know what this is. I've found like 4 of those across the world. I have no clue what they really are, chat. Well, let's go hurry up and do this ley line. My money, and then we're gonna rush K-ing out. Sir K. All hail K. All hail K.
Let the show begin!
Midnight Phantasmagoria. No rest for the wicked.
By royal decree! La la la! Ha! Wings of darkness! Come, sever night from death!
No rest.
Let it rain! By royal decree! Go, go, Barret Bunny! Let the show begin! By royal decree! Bet you can't keep up with me!
Come on.
Freeze. No rest.
By royal... Let the show
Frostbite.
That's awesome. We done it, chat. We done it. Confirm. Alright, but no, seriously. We're gonna see how this works. Because we want to ice boy our way all the way out.
Are you here to play with me? Go, Barbara, go!
Oh, that's rough. That is rough, chat. I don't care about treasure chests right now. I care about getting out to that point. Hi, Miss Nun Lady. Yeah!
Go, Barbara, go!
Cool it. Dodge this.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Yay! Cheating my way all the way across.
Dodge this. Cool it. Freeze. Cool it.
I need to see about getting some recharge cooldown gear.
Freeze.
Probably on Bennett. I don't know. We're gonna look at Bennett stuff. Probably gonna make him super.
Freeze.
Also, I'm kind of curious if cooldowns only, and I mean only, work
Dodge this.
on the Q. So
Dodge this.
that'll be interesting to check out.
Cool it. Freeze. Cool it. Cool it.
Made it this far. The fact that this is what I gotta do, man. Bridge boy my way out.
Freeze.
That's pretty awesome, but dang it.
Dodge this.
Dodge this.
Freeze.
Freeze.
Cool it.
So,
Cool it.
how's the community out there, guys? How are you guys all doing? How is the Genshin fam?
Dodge this. Dodge this.
I have a feeling I'm gonna get to this island and then I'm gonna have to fight something big.
Cool it. Dodge this. Cool it. Dodge this. Cool it. Dodge this. Cool it.
I like how my character knows he's wet, but I don't see any rain. Oh boy.
Freeze.
You guys hear me, yeah, chat? Yes, no, maybe. I mean, is it working? I want to say it is.
Dodge this. Cool it. Ha.
Dude, don't frickin' tell me we're gonna miss it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I thought I was close enough. I can't believe this.
Cool it.
Alright. Here's what we need to do. Artifacts. No. Oh. Energy recharge 20%. Yo, there's a lot of sets. Oh my god, there's so many sets. Opening a chest regenerates? No. Defense. That's crit. Elemental mastery. We have 3.
Seems all the other knights already have their hands full.
Let's just go into artifacts. And get away with stuff with recharge. Recharge of plus 2.7. Five. Nine.
Cool it.
Yeah, I guess nothing affects the recharge rate of
Freeze.
E, like the time. So it's still 6 seconds.
Dodge
Figured
this.
we'd make this faster, but yeah, no, we can't. We have to just, yo,
Dodge
Junzo,
this.
what's going on? We have to just bridge all the way over there for this one single Anemo piece. This is the last one for the Anemo statue. Man,
A steadfast
and
supporter.
that's all I need. Yo, Junzo, thank you for that follow. The support is appreciated. Welcome to the arcade, my friend.
Dodge this.
How are you, Junzo? How far are you in this?
Dodge
Or do you
this.
even play Genshin Impact? You redeemed a hydrate.
Dodge this. Cool it.
Uh-oh. I need to scoot my chair forward.
Dodge this. Dodge this.
Oh no, I'm wet. So I thought we were close enough to the island to swim there.
Freeze.
I was wrong. We got to ice our whole way there because apparently it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Dodge this.
But we are going to make a group for Abyss runs because, well, I need a group for the Abyss and I need to start leveling
Freeze.
characters of said group, like Bennett.
Dodge this.
Bennett is going to be really influential in damage output. And so I need to give him a better weapon. We need to upgrade a weapon, which we're going to do after we get this statue and do our dailies.
Freeze.
We need to knock out the dailies. We need to do all the things, chat. That's basically where we are right now, doing the stuff. Maybe I can let our Steam community know real fast where we are. We even have Steam up. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Groups. Grouping it up. Let our Steam group know. Okay, chat. Come on. So, Junzo, do you play Genshin Impact, my friend? No, maybe. We don't know. Should I repeat my question?
Come on.
Cool it.
He said, come on. Come on.
Dodge this. Freeze.
Breathe. Man, why does this island gotta be so far out of the damn way? Like, I'm not kidding. Why is it so far
Dodge
away?
this.
Look at our mini map. It's like, it's right here. We're so close. Help me.
Dodge this.
Man, oh man. Halfway to cooling off, and it just gone.
Dodge this.
Oh no.
Dodge this. Cool it.
We're getting there, chat. We're almost there. We're within sight. Within stepping distance again.
Cool it. Cool it.
When looking at the map, it's not there. Wow. This is a secret island, isn't it?
Cool it.
Because I went off reference. Because I don't think this
Freeze.
technically exists, but you're not supposed to easily be able to find it. And it's
Freeze.
so foggy. Now that I'm looking, you can barely see back there.
Cool it.
That's crazy.
Freeze.
Freeze. Come on.
Freeze.
Haven't been on this island yet. Hopefully there's like a new item too.
Freeze.
Freeze.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Lucky dog circlet. Yo, what? Not cool. Okay. What is all this? Yeah, so, I don't know what this island's supposed to be. Adventure rank 22.
Let the show begin! Go, Barbara, go! Ha! Ha!
Yeah, so, Stories brought on the wind will bloom into legends in due time. What does this even mean? Paimon has no idea. Still, this place looks like it hides some secret. Check this area out. We might find some clues. Hey, Melodious Gale. What is going on? Let's see. Come on, get up there.
I'll race you there. Get ready.
This is insane. Why are they so far apart? Like, here's the steps. Find some areas out about this place. Catching all them Krabby Crabs, chat. Ooh, what is that way out there? Because I know there's a thing up in the sky.
What's the hurry?
Whoa, what? There's a pillar all the way out here? What the hell? All right, chat. Do we know the secret behind this island, or is that not... Okay, that was random. I drowned when I could touch. I could touch already. Um
What's the hurry?
They said investigate, but what is there to investigate? You know what? Let's see. Do I gotta change characters here? Achievement. Complete the following achievements to receive a name card style. Okay.
This world is... Windblade! Be gone! Yeah, yeah. Ha!
I'm literally out here by the border. Oh my god. I feel like an idiot. Oh my goodness. We found it. These seem to be somebody's notes, but what's this scribble on top? Let's open it. Character experience material gives 1,000 experience. Oh wait, no. Letter treasured by Dong Dong. Here we go. Anonymously authored notes. They describe a place seemingly not far from here. The words on this sundial seem to follow on from one by the Thousand Winds Temple. Taken together, the four lines then deliver the complete message. This place and the Thousand Winds Temple must have something to do with a god of time. How ironic that the ravages of time have devoured all trace of the god who supposedly presided over it. Also, the literature says that some ancient thinkers believe the Anemo Archon to have some sort of connection with this god. That's true. There must be some evidence that here somewhere, generally, that would be in the form of evidence. Also, it definitely feels particularly strange around here at a certain time of day. Starts around 2 a.m. and is over by 5 a.m. at the latest. There's a sundial here after all. In the early hours of the day, the blade shadow falls directly downwards. It's quite striking, which is why it stands out in my memory. But I'm no vision holder, so while I can tell that something's up and theorize about what the cause might be, there's no way for me to investigate it properly. Honestly, these days, trying to be an academic when you don't have a vision is really restricting. Uh-oh.
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
Excuse me, game? Where's the time thing? There it is.
Windblade!
Seems to my mind that this can easily be scattered by wind.
Cool it. What's the hurry?
Got it. What did we just do, chat? Uh-oh.
Oz, reveal that. Oh no, I feel a little.
Oh my god. It's so strong.
Let's dance. Yeah, yeah. Oz, reveal thyself.
No rest.
Let's go, Robert. Let's dance. By royal decree. Yeah. I'll protect us. Oz, reveal. Yeah, yeah.
Here we go. What? Did it escape? Whatever it is, it definitely an elemental life form. That way leads to the Thousand Winds Temple. Come on, let's move those legs.
Go.
Where are we going? Oh my god.
I'll protect us. By royal decree.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Yeah. Come on, we can do it. By royal decree. Go, Robert.
Brought by the wind. Talk to this guy, Henry Morton. You have some business here about the Eye of the Storm. Been in this area this entire time. I've never seen any such thing except for that sudden huge wind earlier. I'm sure that it wasn't an Eye of the Storm. I would have recognized that thing anywhere. Alright then, believe me, I wouldn't be able to forget something like that coming to interrupt my research even if I tried. Really? It just straight blew by. To be precise, I'm doing research together with a friend of mine. He's also a scholar, and we went to Sumer Academy together. He became an archaeologist thereafter, traveling the world and doing surveys while I continued my studies in academia. He came to Mondstadt. He told me excitedly he was surveying the Thousand Winds Temple. He even said something like, "Once I've uncovered the secrets of your homeland, you're the first person I'll tell." And hear from him afterwards. I asked someone to send Cirrus a letter requesting that the Adventurers Guild help me with whereabouts. News of him at all, so I discontinued my studies and hurried back here. There's nothing here but a sundial and no other clue. There's a sundial on that island. What? There's another sundial elsewhere that's identical to this one? It's on an island? Oh yeah. Now remember, I've actually seen that island sometime. When the weather's clear. Wait, you said that you found a notebook next to the sundial? Did that fellow go there? If I have the chance, I will head to that island. I will look. For now, however, I still have to figure out this place. Let's continue my research. If you're interested, you can have a look at my research and left it over there. Who knows? Perhaps there's something in there that might help you. Maybe. Are these research notes? Henry's notebook. Yeah. What sandwich? What grilled cheese? All right, chat. We're going to take a quick break. I need to use the restroom anyway. Game Mom wants me to make her a quick sandwich. Making her a snack. So bear with us. We're going to continue this adventure, but we're going to pull up the notes. And then we also got to do our missions, our dailies. Leaves of the Wind, increasing danger, spreading evil. We got to knock those out. But we did get that last one, which is going to put us... Not this. Let's hurry up and use this. And that. Reliquary used to store artifacts. May its finder be beloved. Let's use this real quick. What do we got? Berserker's Rose. Exile Circlet. Another Berserker's Rose. Okay. What do you think, chat? After our quick break, we're going to come back and do some wishes. Or I'll just hold off and we'll go from there. I don't know. We'll see, chat. All right, folks. I love your faces. Be right back. Also, should we leave it on Genshin Impact or should we leave it on the Be Right Back screen? Because, I mean, Be Right Back screen.
Has no shield.
I don't mind. Yeah! We got a win, baby! We'll be right back, folks.
Oh crap!
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
What up, Hope? Inky.
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap! Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap! Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Hello.
Okay, right now. Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby!
I'm like, who the fuck is in here?
Where's game key?
I don't know. About 20 minutes.
Yeah!
Oh, that's not just playing Genshin.
Oh crap!
I think he is, but you know how he has a tendency of leaving it on?
Huh. Because I need to grind to level 32.
I think I'm level 10.
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, right now. Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, right now. Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Seen it?
Actually, yeah, he was. Hey, level 12.
Oh no, yeah, he's live.
Okay, right now. Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby!
Oh crap!
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
Ugly.
That was me.
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
Yes,
Has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!
God.
Yes, buddy! Fuck yeah!
Okay, has no shield.
Yeah! We gotta win, baby! Yeah!
Oh crap!